Hundreds of residents who were affected by various fires across Cape Town in recent weeks have received building materials to build their homes. The Department of Human Settlements handed over the building material to the residents in the areas such as Noon and Nomzamo and in Strand. Over 1,500 people have been temporarily displaced since the first fire broke out in Masiphumelele. Since then, there have been fires in Nomzamo, Noon and the Joe Slovo informal settlement in Langa. SABC News reporter Corbin and video journalist Hubert Slingers have more.
The Cape Town city and the Western Cape has seen a spate of fires over the last few weeks that have ravaged various informal settlements and caused extensive damage, leaving many people homeless over this festive holiday period. Today we are here in the Noon, where building material for affected families has arrived and is now going to be distributed to these various areas where the fires have caused so much damage. Those areas include the Noon, Nomzamo and Joe Slovo in Langa. Of course, representatives from various government departments, including the Minister of Human Settlements, as well as the City of Cape Town, are here today to distribute those building kits with this much required building material to these affected families. Joining us now, we do have the Minister of Human Settlements, Masiphumelele, to give us a bit of an update and provide an overview of what's happening here today. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you everybody for your time and your patience. Maybe just talk us through what we're seeing here today.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm joined by Deputy Minister Mahambeshala and Deputy Minister Mhlauli from the Office of the President. The City of Cape Town MMC is here as well. Various teams that are assisting to, the community of Noon. Where, as you've correctly indicated, we are distributing rebuilding material, which is one of the measures that the Department of Human Settlements has and offers to its beneficiaries. You have correctly captured that since a day before Christmas, quite a number of our communities, including the one we are visiting this morning, were ravaged by fire. We are estimating 1,000 and beyond. Still concluding our calculations in Nyanga. I think 2 days ago there was a fire. They are at around 500 now, shacks which were demolished or ravaged by fire, and still counting really. The conclusion has not yet been reached. And we are saying to our people it is important that we prevent the fires, but it is also important that though it's an informal settlement, the blocking and the arrangements of how people are supposed to stay and build are very important. Some of the key difficulties we have here, even in terms of eradicating or dealing with the fire, is that the subways and the roadworks which needs to be assisting can't get in because of the congestion of people building in areas even where they have not been permitted to build. But we will be continuing with this program of more formalizing and reblogging of Noon in particular and many other areas. But today we are here as we had promised. Deputy Minister was the first to arrive on scene on Christmas Day. So there's never been a holiday, there's never been a Christmas to start to deal with the clearing, assist with the registration of beneficiaries. The order which was put in yesterday, we delivered in Acacia and Bluecom Bosch, yes, concluded. Today we are here at Noon. As in other areas, a minister will be going, deputy ministers will be going to Kosovo, will be going to Masiphumelele and quite a number of areas. So we are intending to conclude the giving of material by tomorrow. Of course, then start the Nyanga part, Langa, which will then be concluded hopefully shortly.
Okay. Well, Minister, at this stage of this festive holiday period, it's already been quite an intense season for the fires and for the communities that have been affected here in Cape Town. Just from the department side, do you think you're still well prepared going ahead for the rest of the summer season, the fire season maybe?
Well, yes, disaster knows no day, disaster knows no Christmas, no New Year. We need to remain vigilant. And I think we also need to harmonize the relations between the departments and the municipalities, the understanding and the functionality of the grants that are there to a large extent of what is also permitted by National Treasury on alternatives that could be used in the interim while National could still be getting to getting the material from national intervention. Currently, this is purchased by us and distributed jointly by the team, and the team of the city of Cape Town is assisting in other security provision of manpower and all that ourselves at National can be able to do. But we are looking forward into ensuring that we rope the discussion at a different level, of course, not at the side of a disaster, to say how do we harmonize the areas of responsibility. For now, they are very much loud and clear. In fact, the grant started 2 years ago. So that suggests that municipalities need to be readily available for themselves to respond appropriately to the disaster. In an instance where there is a need for an intervention for national, we will not say no. We'll also come in and rope ourselves in and coordinate the disaster in a much better way. I would have wanted to see a better response time-wise. Yes, we are here, but a person whose shack was bent down on the 25th, this is almost 5 days down the line. We could be better, and I think that's what we need to strive to. A 24-hour timeline that we have set ourselves, we have missed it, and we're engineering our system to make sure that we live by that 24-hour full response.
And are there any other organizations that could perhaps assist or are playing a role already? We know Gift of the Givers, they're very active in all these locations where all the fires are happening. SASA is also supposed to be involved. Just what's that kind of teamwork looking like?
Well, we have Gift of the Givers. We had Sanko, which was also even housing some of our beneficiaries who couldn't have alternative accommodation. We've got churches which came forward to assist. We've got civil society that came to assist. For now, we've been covering for all the departments in the main with the Gift of the Givers and the city to ensure that where possible we provide a meal, even if it was once a day, because really our mandate can be extended beyond what could be. And we are hopeful that as we coordinate and re-engineer our systems better, we'll then get the full response from social development, from SASA, because they are two different entities. Home Affairs in terms of registration of our people, but they will be bringing their teams down tomorrow to ensure that people are able to get identity documents, which is one of the difficulties for other things they may want to do. If all your belongings have burnt down and be destroyed in a fire, the first thing you need is an identity document. So we're also in touch with them. So a disaster is should be a broad team that lands in a space to assist the beneficiaries and the people who would have lost their material either through floods or in fire in this instance.
And maybe lastly, Minister, we've seen the building material that's being distributed today, and that's because of recent fires. These fires are an annual occurrence. So what long-term plans are there? Or what is being done by the department maybe to just, develop a long-term sustainable solution where these fires won't occur?
A little bit, maybe I didn't unpack it. By reblocking, we mean decongesting the area because you need to formalize Danon itself. The reason why you can't formalize it now is because of it's congested. You can't have road reserves, you can't have electricity reserves, which by law you need to have. There must be a distance between a house and where the street ends, for example. There must be a distance between your electrical wire and the transformer. By the way, the major problem here was that the transformers caught fire, about 9 or so of them, and they exacerbated the fire. But because the shacks themselves are right underneath the transformers, which by law is not supposed to be like that. So how do you block? It means you need to purchase, put services in a vacant land. If this area can only accommodate a certain number, you then leave a settlement that is fully formalized, so that you can then be able to use the upgrade grant in terms of building RDPs or any other type of a brick and mortar type of an establishment that will not necessarily suffer the fate of the fires that we are. And that's what we are talking about. But until we have got the alternative land parcels where we could then be able to move and decongest the area, you are unable to start anywhere, because where you're supposed to move and create a park, there's a shack. Where on the road reserve, there's a shack. On the energy reserve, there's a shack. So you need to move all those people, move them into a particular area and allocate. I've got a good discussion with the Western Cape in the year to come. I don't think it's appropriate for them to turn back the funds of formalizing of settlements. We'll rather agree that if they can't build, we must purchase land, decongest, and then start to build the following. But for a province with such challenges, then to return money into the fiscus, not once in a row, I think it needs all of us jointly as a team to say, here is our strategy, our small gains will be this. If this year we buy land, that should be agreed. The following year we know we'll be rolling out, either in terms of the infrastructure with regard to bulk services or whatever. But to keep on reinvesting and reinvesting and reinvesting on disasters like this on material, it ultimately becomes money under the drain. But we are together. I'm sure we'll find a solution, and we will invite you soon as we begin to decongest.
Okay. That was wonderful, Minister. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your input. I think we have the City of Cape Town here as well, the MACO member for human settlements. Do you perhaps want to maybe add to anything that the Minister said?
No, I think the Minister's covered it broadly. This is certainly an intergovernmental effort. As the Minister says, we're going to work hard towards harmonizing. I think in the coming year there's discussions that we need to have about how do we make this more efficient, how do we ensure that while we can't certainly meet the demand for housing immediately, we need to obviously respond better within these spaces. And so the Minister has committed to, at the next MINMEC and at future engagements, that we can have that discussion. But I absolutely welcome Minister Simelani's presence, but also her energy that she's bringing to the portfolio and to the space. And I think that we're going to work well in the new year.
Thank you so much for that. We appreciate that. A mayoral committee member for human settlements, Carl Papa, and of course the various government officials just expressing that intention to harmonize interventions going forward. Of course, the Minister also outlining longer term plans just in terms of alleviating and preventing these ongoing shack fires that happen on an annual basis.